There's a Brian! Thank you for joining, Brian. I'll get going proper in about 5 minutes as usual. You just got wrecked by your first demon boss? Ooh boy. It's a learning experience. You'll have to let me know how the volume is and all that jazz. Sorry, there's gonna be some coughing tonight. I'm still sick. Confirmed, not COVID, but still unpleasant. I will take what I can get. Alright, we might as well get started. So, this is to my understanding, the last level in the Shrek DLC for PowerWash Sim. And I I will read the description. This is from Donkey. Location, the abandoned keep. Wash-a-lot, you're like a walking fountain of youth. Just looking at you adds years to my life. Say, how long do donkeys live for anyways? And wait, am I gonna... Focus, Donkey. Now everything's settled down. We're taking the kids off to see the world. All of it. Every last waffle. And then a brainwave hit me like a huge golden nugget. While we're away, why don't we rent out the pad on Lair B&B? Top up the reserves, help us to sleep extra tight at night. Now, donkeys and dragons are relatively clean animals, but this place ain't currently fit for habitation. I know you're the one to bring that sparkle back. I dread to think... Let's see, we've got grime and soot, fire damage. What is this? Hot sauce. That's more fire damage. Donkey's little hooves. Woof! I shouldn't have hit the button. Oh, I love this. Alright. Oh, this is a statue of Fiona's mum. Or Fiona's dad, rather. It says King Harold. And I'm pretty sure Harold was her dad, right? I'm honestly astonished that there is even a tiny amount of this place that's clean, and it's just the exit. Alright. Well, we might as well start with our usual and start on the floor. Listen, there might be a couple things in there that get your back up. Don't write down your crimes, Donkey. Let me just put your mind straight on those. I mean, I can appreciate a treasure pile. So just doing the floor, given the amount of gold piles here, is gonna be a little tricky, so I might have to go out of order this time. Oh, can I? Thank you. I like that treasure pile. That's a nice treasure pile. Let's be real. Probably what Donkey said to the dragon. By the way, did the dragon ever get a name in canon, or is she just the dragon? Yeah, I don't think she ever got a name. You would think she would, since it's Donkey's wife. But, I guess not. I guess that's part of the humor. What's this? The poison apple. This looks like a sign for an inn. Dragon, did you steal an inn sign? Are you like those teenage boys that run off and steal, like, funny street signs? Dragon, you're part of the problem. Watch it be something like Margaret. I do love that idea. I also love it's kind of like with dogs. Either something very normal, like human sounding, or something completely wild, or an object name. The poison apple was the name of the saloon that Puss was in. I think you are correct. Either way, it looks like either Donkey or the dragon stole the sign. One of the supervisors at work dressed up as the bartender for complete with makeup and wig. It was glorious for our little Shrek event around Halloween. This dragon was trying to get her fiber. Goodness, I'm so sorry in advance for the quality of my voice right now, given that I'm sick, and any coughs and or sneezes you might hear. I do apologize, but I really wanted to finish this, because I'm hoping next week to move on to something different. Because I really do enjoy PowerWash Sim, and I wanted to finish this DLC, but I also, like, it's not even that I'm getting bored, I just want to do something a little bit different. Oh, my volume is low? Okay, I've turned myself up a little bit. If that's too loud or not loud enough, please let me know. And please do also let me know if the music volume's okay. I think part of it might be I'm just not talking very loud because the 6. Question though, where are their beds? Do they just sack out on top of this mound o' gold? Because I think that's fine for a lizard, but I can't imagine that's comfy for Donkey, unless he just uses his wife as a bed. That occurred to me. Well, it's good I just turned on my game and noticed you didn't change. I couldn't. Okay. Well, let me know if I need to change anything. Donkey is always the little spoon. Okay, but the mental image of him sleeping between her shoulder blades, trying to be the big spoon, cracks me up because he is like a legitimately, you know, the nickname for that is the jetpack. When the smaller partner is the little spoon. I adore everything about that fact. You are correct, though. Donkey, 9 times out of 10, I feel, would absolutely be the little spoon. Just for his personal preference. Ooh, getting all the bits and pieces of that chain's gonna be a pain in the patoot. Okay. Let's do a couple of these little... This is a giant book. Sorry, I know I was supposed to do... Well, it's not even... I can do this any way I want to. Nightly treats. Ingredients. 1 night, deboned. 2 bushels of celery. Fresh bushel of watercress. Handful of onions, pinch of salt, dash of pepper, 4 gallons of hot sauce. Oh wait, what does this say? To start, first debone the night and something sheen in the object. You still need an entire something each of ingredients for the recipe. Roughly chop the onions and celery and blank them for 5 minutes until lightly colored. I assume cooked. Optionally, something with more something. Then add enough water to fill the cauldron halfway. Add the deboned night and then leave on a low something for about 5 hours. Afterward, look for something. I can't read this. Adding the salt and pepper to taste alongside the recommended amount of hot sauce. Blank sure the night is tender to your liking before something. And something into pieces. They're imbued the soup with enough flavor. So remove the finish off with enough fresh something of watercress. Okay. Yeah, go get you a snack, Brian. Yeah, that text... Under most circumstances, getting closer helps you read. That is not the case. So, oh, it's showing you the way to bet. Does it say... I bet this says choice cuts. Like the diagrams of cows in grocery stores. Jeez. I wouldn't want to be a knight in this universe if there's an entire cookbook dedicated to this for dragons. But also, that's hilarious. Yeah, that's fire damage. Got it. What am I doing? Other way. Scoop. You know, thinking about that, they would have had to have chopped... Now here's my question. How dexterous is a dragon's hand and claws? Because in order to chop up onions and stuff to go into the soup, and to, you know, debone the knight, one would assume you would have to either handle a knife or have some other way of chopping the veggies and such. Go over here. And you go over here. There we go. I'm also now deeply curious as to who is printing enormous cookbooks for dragons. Like, is it other dragons? Is it another being that is another type of being that is smaller but also eats humans? Maybe mermaids or something? I don't know. I am now terribly curious about the lore of the Shrek universe. And I'm never gonna get answers, but it's fun to think about. Okay, did I get... I did not. I might as well start with the... Since it's all on the ground anyway. I suppose I might as well do... the treasure... piles. Okay, well let's try to focus on some of the smaller ones. Or at least work from the smaller areas inward. So, I learned not terribly long ago that sapphires and rubies are formed of basically the same exact stuff. And that you can have, like rubies, we assume them to be red, but there are rubies that come in other colors. In the same way that there are sapphires that come in other colors except blue, which I think is fascinating. We just associate those colors with the name of the gem, because they've become the term for that shade. Meanwhile, there are some types of stone that are only one color, or a mixture of colors. And then you have stuff like alexandrite that changes color depending on the lighting, which is always disconcerting. Okay. Yeah, I should finish up this little section here first, shouldn't I? I love the little Froggo details. It's not enough that the entire, large part of the statue is a Froggo. He also has to have mini Froggos. Speaking of that, I actually got to play, or I am playing, the new, so The Sims 4 had a new DLC that's called The Sims 4 Life and Death. And, you get to, the new job is being a Grim Reaper. And one of the, so, in some of the previous DLCs, you could catch frogs and make hot pot out of them, so basically just soup out of the Froggos. Or you could sell them or display them or whatnot. They released a new Froggo, a death frog, in the new one, that if you make soup out of that Froggo, it temporarily turns your sim into a ghost. It's an interesting DLC so far. I definitely have not experienced everything there is to experience in it yet, but it has been very interesting. Hey Sandra, thank you for popping in. Hope you're having a good night. Oh dear, I just got the warning say that there's gonna be an ad in about 5 minutes here, just so y'all know. Yeah, I hope you're having a good night, Sandra. I hope you've gotten supper. We are cleaning the dragon's lair, so, you know, which is also where Donkey now lives. You fish sticks, yes. Oh, I gotta show you. We found a cookbook. Nightly treats. It's for soup, made out of regular ingredients and one deboned knight. I love little details like that. I really do. So there's no actual bed in here, which leads me to... I just assume that Donkey and the baby dragons just sleep on top of the mama dragon. Because she's the only soft thing in this room and everything else is... Maybe the baby dragon hybrids can sleep without trouble on hard coins, but I don't think that would be any good for Donkey's back. Oh. Sorry in advance, by the way. Still in the midst of getting over this cold. Just a minor cold. The worst of the symptoms are past, but now there's sniffles. Ooh, golden egg. Did you steal this from a goose dragon? There we go. I don't know why, but out of nowhere, I have a sudden craving for tater tots. I'll order some tomorrow when I get groceries. Sorry about the noises from my side of things. I'll try to keep them to a minimum. Is there... Yeah, there is some kind of... something stamped into these coins. I can't really tell what it is. It almost looks like an eagle? Or a really stylized letter N. I really, truly cannot tell. why I expected, when I panned over that sword over there, part of me expected it to be named something like Excalibur. Ooh, her footprint. Let's see. Alright, welcome back everybody. Thank you for your patience during that little ad break there. Some small progress has been made on the almost enormous level. There's an ace! Hello, friendo. Thank you for popping in. We are cleaning the dragon's lair. That's interesting. My character was slowly sliding down for a second there without my input. Which I guess makes sense. I am on a hill. Says Donkey. So you may see the odd sword here and there. This is a great deal of dirty money. We have to launder it. But don't worry. They're just collectibles. Donkey, your wife has a book with a recipe on how to cook a knight. I know where those swords came from. Shiny knickknacks that my beloveds picked up along the way. As you say... She's like a big scaly magpie, always looking out for something glinting in the sunlight. Yay! Now let's... Before I do this, I want to show Ace this recipe! Nightly treats. It's a soup recipe. The main meat is a deboned knight. There we go. And time to clean this giant gemstone. The pizza rolls have been made, but the deboned knight sounds better. don't know, because then you gotta obtain the night, and I've deboned several beasties before. It's not a fun process. It's actually a lot easier to cook things whole, but add a lot more weight, like cook time, and then debone it, than to be debone something raw. That's what they sleep on, Chiwa. Yeah. I don't know, I just kind of feel like a giant emerald. It's a Chaos Emerald. We found out where one of the Chaos Emeralds went. She just has it here, all the time. Let's see. Really? You made the inside... Oh wait, I can open it. Okay, real talk. I thought they were gonna make me clean the inside of that thing without letting me open it. 100%. Aww. Oh, the ogre doll! That's adorable. Knuckles has entered the chat. Are we done here? Are we done with this inside this treasure chest? I think so. Squizzy, can you... Thank you. Alright. Well, now that I've done... Well, let's finish up the floor. This one will definitely not open because it is half buried in the coins. Listen, I don't mean to rain on your parade, Mrs. Dragon, but, we might want to consider liquidating, however that word goes, some of this to turn it into your, little abominations, college fund. And, no, I don't mean liquidate as in breathe fire on it. I mean turn it into actual money. Deposit it somewhere. But then I suppose it wouldn't be a comfortable bed. Avoid timeshares, 100%. We gotta get you an accountant. Because while all of this stuff is here where you can access it, you're not earning, interest while it's sitting here physically. Dragons always get freaking fire miles to timeshare destinations. Ah, yes, but will Donkey and the children also get them? You gotta check the terms and conditions. Frequently flying on a dragon miles. We call those, at my workplace, we call frequent flyer miles FFNs. I wonder if frequent dragon miles? FFOAD. See. Okay, yeah, so that is separate. Okay. No, the interest is there. Knights are interested in slaying the dragon, so more armor and swords. Same with thieves. They can always go out and earn some more from the local castle. Oh, good point, Ace. Donkey weapon shopkeeper confirmed. He peddles all the leftover gear and loot from the knights. You know, that's fair. That is fair. I mean, he's gotta do something with his time. Although we know Donkey is the stay-at-home dad, right? Like, Wifey is going out there and actually making the big bucks. Donkey's the stay-at-home dad. Nah, Pinocchio sells it. You know, fair. Dragon Uber. Oh shit, good point. Beep. Get in, losers. Beep beep. Okay. How do I want to proceed next? There's just a great deal to clean here, so it's hard to know where to start. Well, I suppose these pillars are not a bad space or place. Thank you for flying Air Dragon. One way to Duloc. So, fun fact. This just made me remember some stuff about work. So, unless it is delayed again, folks who have to travel through anywhere in the UK, even if it is just a stopover on the way to somewhere else, starting at a certain point in 2025, everybody who even stops briefly anywhere in, like, Ireland, Great Britain, etc., is gonna have to get a, it's called an ETA, it's like something, Transit Authority, to do so. It's not a visa, but it is something vaguely similar. Also, hi Ace, thank you for the follow! So that is something interesting. We're finally seeing the results, or a couple of results of Brexit multiple years down the line. Or at least, I'm sure that locals in the UK have already seen the result of Brexit. This is just something that US folks are starting to see now. I thought I was already following, my bad. No worries. There's a lot of folks I think I'm following only to check later and go, huh. Because I'm following folks on other platforms and forget where I have and have not followed them. Alright. Well, let's see how much we can get from down here. So anybody who's traveling outside anywhere that even touches upon the UK, in the next couple of years, bear that in mind. You're gonna have to get a UK thingamajiggy. Fortunately, at least as far as we know, it's relatively easy to get and is relatively cheap. It's like 12 bucks. This is Fun Travel Trivia, brought to you by Cher's Job. have some fun with Yowling. At least I assume that's how that's pronounced, Brian. It seems like a fun game, what little you showed me so far. There we go. Bless me. And sorry for sneezing in your ears, my dears. I'm so sorry about the gross noises. I will try to keep them at a minimum. Or just mute myself. Thanks, Ace. Not to be TMI, but you know when you sneeze, and what results from that sneeze is just unexpected and alarming. Also, aw, Brian, thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. My best little lurking gremlin. I appreciate it, bud. So, this means you do get ad-free viewing, and I'm gonna try to work on some more subscriber-only stuff soon. I'm just flustered recently. Well, I'm happy to have you all here, and I very much appreciate the sub. Aww. Shira has blessed me with her friendship for a while now, and this place is wonderful. Oh, Brian, you're a sweetheart. Thank you. So, Brian, I don't think you're part of the Kit Cord, but Ace has been, years now, part of the Kits community. So, an excellent being overall. There we go. I should get around to making my own Discord, I know. It's just there's so much overlap between, well, most of my community found me through Kit, so it feels a little silly to have my own thingo. There's a Kit! Hello, Kit! I hope you're having a good night. By the way, Kit, I passed out on you during your stream last night. I'm so sorry. I fell asleep. And it wasn't that you were boring, it was that I was sick. Poof, a Kit. Yeah. Oh, these are two different objects. Okay. There we go. To foster community, and the fact that we get to share one is the best feeling in the world. I would agree. I know I should create my own separate Discord, but like I don't know. I love share. I feel grateful that you let me be in your Discord and use it for this purpose. If I start, you know, getting a much higher group of, or a much larger group of followers, I might consider making my own. But so long as Kit is still okay with it, I'm okay with sharing his. We're Team Sherry voice. Yep, Remix crew. Now the Kit crew. Yeah. Oh, Kit! I gotta show you the recipe book. It's a soup recipe where the main meat is a knight. You're more than welcome to have your own corner in the Kit Cafe with books. It's true. But yeah, I love that recipe book. This is Donkey and Dragon's place. Where are we gonna find celery at this hour? Just get DoorDash. God, imagine how terrifying it would be to have your DoorDash driver as a dragon. Honestly, that's a compliment. I've fallen asleep listening to other streamers as a comfort, so it's okay that you fell asleep. Yeah. Like, I was definitely enjoying the stream last night. Yeah, I was very tired. I just realized this. Yup! So, Ace. It is called Muck's Caliber. So Mucks, as in, you know, muck, dirtiness, and then caliber. It is the best fucking thing. Yeah, of course, Kit. I was happy, so I actually took yesterday off because I was feeling so crappy. I couldn't sleep much the night before because my throat hurt so bad, and I was just had a little bit of a fever and body aches and all that jazz. So I took Friday off, and then I was actually able to pop into one of your streams, so it was good timing. Har har har. Yeah, I know I gotta do a blue sky. It's on my to-do list. I definitely intend to do it. There's nothing actually keeping me back. It's just a matter of doing it. I've got a shit ton of people I want to follow on Blue Sky, too. Before it all went to shit. Yeah, that's valid. There's also that sword, shield, and helmet clumped together in a pile, says Donkey. Hey Donkey, don't write down your crimes. Rest assured, they're just coincidentally gathered together like that. Let's see. And the soot outline on the wall behind them? That's just the lighting playing with your mind. Aye, Donkey, you do realize that this makes you... Trying to excuse this, you are now, legally associated with the dragon's crimes now. Just an FYI. I'm so proud of you for how far you've come in your streaming career. I appreciate it, Kit. I wouldn't be without your assistance through the entire thing and your support, I wouldn't have gotten anywhere close to as far. I was expecting maybe to have the Vermont crew as my viewers, plus maybe Nocturne and them, but I feel blessed every time someone new joins us and anytime that anyone joins me at all. I'm gonna be playing these games anyway. If I can, bare minimum, be something for folks to have on in the background to listen to, then that makes me happy. Nah, dog, you got the Nuthole crew, the Zone Dashers, and the Chainsaws coming to hang out. I appreciate everyone's presence. I've really enjoyed getting to meet and interact with a lot of folks. The Zone Dashers seem really wonderful. Like, they all seem like... The ones I've gotten to interact with so far just really seem like sweethearts. Sam is an excellent being. Everybody I've met so far, or interacted with so far, from Nuthole has been wonderful. Like, I'm very lucky to be able to interact with folks like this, and I would never have met any of these people without you, Kit, so I very much appreciate it. I hope I can stream once fiber is installed in your area. I sure hope so. That would be nice. Would you do art or games, Ace? Sam Sherrick Sim collab win. Yeah, the problem is that Sims 3 not only does it, or none of the Sims games, or at least most of them, are not multiplayer. Even The Sims 4, we would need a mod to do multiplayer. Metroid hacks, old games, Genshin. Yeah, that'd be fun. Well, keep us updated, Ace. I'd love to pop into your streams once you get started, if you can. Still, could have a co-commentator. This is true. Well, if Sam ever wants to do that, she's more than welcome to hit me up. I do love me some Sims, and I have spent literally hundreds of hours on Sims games. It's kind of sad. Hundreds of hours, hundreds of dollars from DLC and packs. I miss The Sims 3. I have an LP channel, but that's old and silly, but fun. Yeah, that's fair. Like my YouTube channel, I stick up all the VODs of this now, but everything I had on there before then was just unedited, almost completely unedited Let's Play videos of the original House Flipper. And a little bit of Kingdom Hearts. I should get my save file for Kingdom Hearts from the old computer and start that Let's Play again. Cause that... I don't know why, but Kingdom Hearts isn't something I want to do live, and I truly couldn't tell you why. Yeah, I got some LPs of SNES RPGs and stuff. Nice! What do you think that dismal too many hours in the game rhetoric? Remember, Aaand 34, those 26 years of Pokemon save files. My brother in Christ, we are very similar in that regard. I will be 34 in a couple of weeks here. Ooh, I'm East. This is completely for jesting purposes. High five, I'm 37, so many hours. Yeah, by the time you reach your 30s, at least anyone that was born in the 90s or 80s is almost guaranteed to have time in video games by this point. Last time I visited the folks, I found my old Game Boy bag and my crystal cartridge. Hell yeah! I played the FF7 in 25 different ways, the original. I cried. Yeah, that's valid. Ah, man. That is a game that is upsetting in a few different ways. So I tend to watch and listen to quite a few what folks might consider too much true crime stuff. But this does have an interesting effect on how I interact with certain games, because certain games like for FF7, Final Fantasy 7, knowing about certain things gives me a lot of context, like the fact that it was in development during the 90s, which means that it took some inspiration from the sarin gas disaster attacks in Japan, like, makes so much more sense. Crystal clear. I'm having an argument with a hedgehog about this. I need your opinion. What opinion? What argument? Reese's and chocolate, should they mix? Reese's already contains chocolate. What do you mean? But the answer is yes. I mean, it kind of depends on the context. You mistyped? Okay. What's the actual question, my man? Peanut butter and chocolate, should they go together like a Reese's? I mean, yeah, they're a pretty solid taste combination. At least as far as I'm concerned, yeah. What is this dirt? It just says fire damage. Interesting. I mean, there's circumstances in which they don't work, but for the most part, I would say it's pretty solidly confirmed that chocolate and peanut butter go well together. Someone thinks they should be burned at the stake. I mean, each to their own. Not everybody's gonna like everything. I would say that the fact that Reese's still exists as a brand, and that sweets like peanut butter balls and stuff still exist, say that there's a chunk of the population that like it, and there's some folks that don't. Which is, you know, valid. Salsa confers Sassy really likes Reese's and is high. Bless. Aww. Poor Brian. If I could teleport you Reese's, I would. Though if I could teleport things, I would have already teleported myself some tater tots. Since I have a random craving for them. You know what? You're right. People entitled to their incorrect and wrong opinion. Rip and Pip Brian, here he lies. Bereft. Deprived of Reese's. Okay, I feel like someone is spewing lies and slander about Reese's. Hi, Omega! Thank you for popping in, even if it is to mostly, continue arguing with him, with Kit. Now, are we talking? So, is the only peanut butter chocolate combo folks have had Reese's? Because I can understand people not liking Reese's specifically, because they can be kind of cloying and almost gross with just how sweet they are. Bereft of chocolate, bereft of peanut butter, lest I should send you out against the ganja, I shall fear no snack shortage. Meat, they aren't my go-to choice, but every now and then they're good. Yeah. I prefer... So Reese's is good, but they're only a once-in-a-while thing for me. Most American candy I find to be way too overpowering in their sweetness. I prefer more subtle stuff. Honestly, I can't do peanut butter sandwiches or most peanut butter things. But ooh, do I enjoy a good Reese's cup. Yeah, that's fair. In the freezer? Yeah, my... Ooh. What was I gonna say? My brain. So every year in home ec, during high school, we used to make homemade peanut butter balls, which were not nearly as sweet, but it was a way for us to learn how to temper chocolate and use it as a coating mechanism for candy. And I looked forward to that every year because the peanut butter balls were fucking delicious. Jay does it. Yeah, my mom also puts all of her candy in the freezer. Buckeyes. They're called Buckeyes. Do you mean what we usually call peanut butter balls? They're called Buckeyes? Or am I misunderstanding? Okay. Yeah. So Buckeyes is not terminology that is used widely in New England because we don't really have Buckeye trees. But I understand why they would be called that. They do kind of look like the little thingamajiggies. It was something we would make near the holidays so we could give them out as gifts. I'm so grateful that my high school, which was fucking tiny, my graduating class was 32 people. I'm so glad we had home ec. Because learning how to cook, learning how to bake, how to sew, like that all was really crucial. And the amount of folks I talked to, especially down here in the city, that didn't have that, I feel really sad. Don't eat an actual Buckeye. I figured, aren't actual Buckeyes, like, they would make your stomach hurt and or be an extremely bad idea for other reasons, right? Because the most I know about Buckeyes is that people used to carry them around to shoot them at other people with a slingshot. Toxic. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So this entire... Okay. Well, I suppose we can start with the outside and work my way in. So, I'm not sure if this is writer behavior or if this is neurodivergent behavior. To help yourself fall asleep at night, make up a story and like continually retell yourself that story or reimagine it while trying, like, as a way to get yourself to sleep at night. But it's something I do on the daily. And yeah, like I said, I don't know if this is something that is because I'm neurodivergent or is because I'm a writer, but yeah, I do that for my fic ideas and wake up and write. Yeah, valid, absolutely. I've been doing that with this super self-indulgent thing that's like basically a crossover between and I feel kind of awkward about it, but part of me wants to write it down and share it. And if nothing else, it's a really fun thing to imagine. Basically, I was taking Keldred, my Final Fantasy 14 character, and sticking her in the Star Wars universe, but as a race that had always existed in Star Wars universe. So not pluck her out of Final Fantasy 14 land and just yeet that character as a whole, have her be part of that world existing. Okay, game fights in my head. As I slowly figure out my bestiary, it's wicked cool to close my eyes and picture them in action. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I did this since I was little to cope at school. Yeah, that's valid. I did that all the time, too. if nothing else, it is a way to distract yourself from other stuff while you're trying to fall asleep. I'm curious as to what this room used to be before the dragon took it over. If this is, it says gallery in the description here. And I guess it could be an art gallery. It could just be like a meeting hall or a rotunda of some sorts. Do you get the sensation deja vu a lot? As in, I don't know if more than once a month, but I do get it pretty regularly. More so than I think a lot of folks do. And it's very disconcerting because I'll be having a conversation with somebody at work. It will play out as I expect it to. And like sometimes I'll change the conversation slightly and it'll play out slightly different than what I thought it would, and well, semi-remembered it, and it's a very weird thing. Deja vu's weird. Yeah, they say it's a neurodivergent thing. Yeah, that tracks. Actually, that makes a great deal of sense thinking about it, because our brains handle conversations differently. Which means that sometimes they can... Yeah, I mean, they do say that deja vu is more a case of your brain, like, predicting how a conversation is gonna go. I don't know. It's an interesting thing to think about, though. Oh! Like I said the other day on stream, my roommate told me, happens to be with the animals a lot, I'll see the same animals pass in the same spot. Yeah, that tracks. I didn't realize, but apparently, the tendency to... Oh, what was I even saying? I'm sorry. I'm completely sober, I'm just tired, so I have no excuse. Aside from the ADHD. Getting an earworm stuck in your head specifically, that is a song that you have not listened to in multiple years, that is apparently a neurodivergent thing. Apparently, neurotypicals, that usually does not happen. Or at least it does not happen as often. Which I suppose tracks, because our brains are working in the background in mysterious ways. That we certainly don't know how they're working that way. You know, this place kind of reminds me of in sort of the structure, it kind of reminds me of the opening area in Hollow Bastion in the castle. Like, the circular room, the stairs, that sort of thing. So, yeah, I mean, I guess this sort of stuff is typical for a castle. Yes, oh god, today was the menu music from UN Squad, an SNES shooter. Oh man. So, there's this one song that keeps coming back to my brain, even though I know for a fact I have not heard this song in at least 16 years, if not more. My local radio station, when I was growing up, had a contest of some kind, and they had a little theme song with the terms of that contest set to the tune of "Do Your Chains Hang Low," and it sometimes still pops up in my head to this day, even though I haven't heard it in many years, and even though I don't remember most of the damn lyrics. This was Farquaad's old castle? Was it really? If so, that would make a certain amount of sense, and be kind of funny. It's like... insult to injury for old fuckwad. Yeah, I eat you, I ate you, and I'm taking your pad. Bye! But see, they'd have to have at least 2 Farquaads to have enough meat for that soup. you're just guessing? Yeah, but that, I mean, it would make a certain amount of sense. It definitely is an abandoned castle of, or like, of some kind, that's for sure. Says Donkey. Wow, I always thought there was maybe some gold in here, a jewel there, maybe even the odd collector's scroll or whatever. I thought most of it must be padding, you know, chocolate coins and milk bottle tops. Oh, Donkey. 2 Farquads make a far quadrilateral. Bless this mess, Brian. But all this? Okay. I'm chaos, I cannot be stopped. Yeah, that sounds about right. This made me realize, so Jay sent me home with some extremely powerful edibles that I'm gonna have to chop them into many, many pieces because it's the one that was for 20 milligrams, and I was like, yeah, divide that into like tenths, and I'm still not gonna be able to have that. Actually, I can lurking again. Bye! Well then, might as well deliver this before you go back to lurk. 'Twas a more light oh-ho-ho than usual. Thank you for your patience. You know what's something that never gets addressed? That is something that never does get addressed in, like, Final Fantasy games and stuff. Because unless someone is dramatically sick for the plot, none of the characters are ever, like, portrayed as having colds or illnesses of any sort. And I'm like, yes, I want this in my life. Like, you might be anime as shit, but you can't escape the common cold. I don't know why, but that made me think of this series of fics I read when I was younger. It was Final Fantasy 12 specifically, and it was like, I'll have to try to find it. They were fics wherein the writer had taken the concept of Rabanastre and ran with it in with world building that was like a mix of African, Middle Eastern, and that sort of like world building type stuff. Like, it wasn't directly taken from any of those traditions, but was inspired by it. And I thought that was cool as shit, given, you know, we don't really get much of that in mainstream fantasy games. Blue hair doesn't prevent viruses? Apparently not. I just don't think anime folks should be exempt from getting the sniffles. If I gotta suffer, you bitches also have to suffer. That is what the premise of her comfort fic is built on. Good thing you can't hear me. I'm playing Final Fantasy Renaissance, and I'm on try 3 of the full Earth. Oh, you keep getting stoned to death. No! Aw, I wish you the best of luck. Ah, I hate getting stuck in games like that. It's usually enough to make me put the game down for a little bit. But I can imagine that you're swearing up a storm. Oh, to reiterate a point I brought up earlier that I don't think anyone was actually watching my stream for. I do have to wonder, that recipe, it called for chopping up the onions and stuff. Assuming that that book, given its size, was made for a dragon, does this imply that either dragons typically have servants, or they are dexterous enough to handle a knife? Either way, fascinating. It's not like they're hurting for gold to hire people with. Oh, that's right, I want where did it go? Aw, it's a rocking donkey, that's cute. Oh, it's towards the end here, I think. Yes! This! My armor is like tenfold shields, my teeth are like sword, my claws, spears, the lash of my tail, a thunderbolt! But that's the quote from the Oh yeah, that does... yeah. Smog's, rhetoric. His little rant. So, given the implication, so obviously his stuff goes here, or his paw prints, or hoof prints rather, is the implication here that he's jumping, like, off and on the banister? Donkey, the absolute mad lad. But we already knew he was kind of a mad lad. Look who his wife is. I say wife, but did they ever get officially married? Parkour! Also, ad break on my side in about 5 minutes. Oh, I just realized! Some of these smaller prints are the babies! I forgot that at this point in canon, the babies were around. Aw, that's cute. Also makes random hoof prints in random spots make more sense, because babies climbing on things. There we go. Hey Gino, thank you so much for popping in. Oh. PowerWash into castle. Few knights say they have slain the dragon, donkey laid one. How that worked, I have no idea. Listen, we don't ask questions. Thank you for popping in, Gino. I hope you're having a good night. I hope you've had supper. There's a theory if you want to hear it. You know what? Hit me. I having him tired. I hope you can get some rest tonight. It doesn't make it much better, but it helps with the size difference thing. Oh boy. He's a black and white, he should be fine. Yeah, I hope you can get some rest, Gino. Oh, so every time someone new joins, and I'm going to show you too because it's only fair. Every time someone new joins, I have to come over here and show them this recipe book for the dragon. It's for soup that whose main ingredient is a knight. A deboned knight, to be specific. And this text is actually, well, somewhat legible. It's kind of tricky to read. But I did sort of read it. Theory. Oh. Oop. Trying to read my chat is tricky sometimes. Paleo orange chicken? That sounds nice. The start of movie 1, it shows a princess like Fiona who is cursed to be a dragon. So, turns like a human into the full moon. Yeah, that's still somewhat concerning. I might be a football goal because the joke flew over your head. But that is definitely an interesting theory. I mean, it still means technically as bestiality, but, you know. Oh yeah, like, no matter how we do this, it is a noodle incident. How they do the do is a noodle incident, and I don't actually want the details of how that works. No thanks. The size difference, that would make more sense with the size difference thing anyway. You do. I can't. It just makes me think of, and I think I mentioned this last stream, the Talking with Dragons, Dealing with Dragons books, the Enchanted Forest series by Patricia Reed. Something I read a lot growing up, and that has a lot in common with, like, the general sort of vibes of the Shrek series. Like, they were completely unrelated series, and these books were written long before Shrek came out. Oh yeah! Yeah, no, I love those days. Those are legitimately some of my favorite books of all time, because they're so funny and everything is so tongue-in-cheek. Because it's sort of like the Shrek universe, wherein, like, there's codified rules for... Damn it, the ad break! Oh wait, no, Ace can still hear me. Yeah, the fact that there's, like, codified rules about how, like, the fairy tales work, princesses, everybody's roles and everything, and it's, like, lamp-shaded and tongue-in-cheek. It's brilliant. I love it. You still own them? Yeah. I like, single-handedly helped the public library keep those on the shelves because I rented them, or I borrowed them so often. Yeah, no, those books are my fucking jam. And And it's such a shame that more folks don't know about them, because I think they're some of the best. They're certainly some of the best young adult fiction I've ever read. And they're funny. God, I remember there was a series of books that were apparently wicked popular because my library had, like, all of them in the adult section. And they were, like, some kind of apparently well-known fantasy series that, in some ways, like, there was, like, specific rules for the magic and stuff, and it was funny in some respect, but it was also, like, exceedingly misogynistic and reductive and sexist, and I didn't understand. I read one of them for the first time as a teenager, and I was like, why is this still on the shelves? Like, this is so offensive. Like, one of the first books is the main character is a boy who really wants to get laid. So he goes on a little bit of a journey, and he meets a girl who is cursed throughout the course of the month, and this is, like, also sexist. Through the course of the month, she starts off ugly but smart, and the prettier she gets, the dumber she gets. And he's really open with how much he prefers the time periods where she's stupid and pretty. And I'm just like, why is this still in the library? This is not... no one should be reading this. And it drove me nuts, because that same author had an entire series of these books. And somehow they were popular. I don't, for the life of me, remember the name of the series. Shows you how much of an impact it made. Yeah, I was not at all impressed by that. That actually turned me off from reading a lot of stuff in the adult section until I got older. Because I was just like, I sort of assumed everything was that shitty, so I just didn't read anything. Apart from, I did, surprising no one, I did spend some time reading a great deal of the, like, Star Wars novelizations and extended universe stuff that was in the adult section. Also, hi folks, thank you for putting up with the ad break. I feel like, it wasn't Peter Jackson, but it was a Nick, obviously, because Peter Jackson's a decent human being. Or is it, I think. Okay, I'm Ace. Yeah, Ace, I'm literally Ace, so yeah. Deathgate series. No, I haven't, but it does sound familiar. Sorry, I'm pausing real quick because I'm trying to fucking find it. Oh, damn, Call me Ace or not Ace. Okay, sorry. I'll try to remember that. Alright, yeah. I don't think I'm gonna find this from a quick Googling. I'll come back to it later. But yeah. You know, I also devoured, as a teenager, anything by Tamara Pierce, and I did like some stuff by Anne McCaffrey, and then some of it got weirdly sexist too, and like just weird about sex. Like, the fact that one of the main couples in the dragon book she did, like, starts off with a non-consensual, like, stuff. I'm just like, ooh. then, like, yeah, Anne McCaffrey's concepts were pretty cool. She's the one who did the Dragon Riders of Pern series. But she had some weird shit going on about sexism and like gender roles and stuff. Like, so there was some stuff in those books that was deeply backwards. And like in an internalized misogyny type of way. Warrior Cats. I somehow missed out on Warrior Cats. It came out, I don't know, my library just didn't get them until after I was like out of the age range for Warrior Cats. As a result, I didn't even hear about them until I was an adult, or until I was well into college. So unfortunately, they're not one of the series I grew up with. Redwall, on the other hand, very much a series I grew up with. Silverwing! And Owl of Ga'Hoole. I remember those. I think I only ever read the first 2 books of the Silverwings and the first one of the Owls of Ga'Hoole, but I do remember them. I sadly didn't get to read Redwall until about 5 years ago. That's fair. I was fortunate in that my library had most of the Redwall books, so I was able to get through most of them. The first Redwall book cracks me up, because it has so much stuff in it that gets retconned by every other book later. It's definitely one of those early installment weirdness situations. Like, there's implied to be a human presence. Like, there's, at the very beginning of the first book, which is called Redwall, you have, like, the main baddie showing up, coming off of a wagon that is driven by horses that's human-sized, and humans do not ever show up anywhere ever again in the entire series. They're, like, just completely retconned out. They never existed. Long Patrol Hares and the Otters are my favorite. Oh. Yeah, I really loved the Otters. The Badgers were some of my favorites. I always thought they were just so cool. And the Squirrels, because I really wanted to do archery growing up, but we had no way to do that, so I was just, like, envious. The Badger Lord and the Mothers, yeah! The Lady Badger from the first Redwall book was Life Goals. I guess that one was called Martin the Warrior, that book, I think. Or was it? Oh, I don't remember. I gotta go back and reread them. Oop. Hubris. There we go. A bit more like it. There we go. Ah. You are not completely clean yet. The question is, where is your dirt? Ah, I found it. Yeah, let me do a little bit of cleaning from down here, because it's a different angle. Have you seen the cartoon? It covers the first book with Matthias, then it does Martin the Warrior, and then Matimio, my favorite boy. I think I'd heard of the show, but I never got to sit down and watch it, and now I gotta remember to do so, because that would be absolutely my jam. think I remember coming across it, a mention of it in, like, college and trying to find it and having a difficult time. It took me over... You were... So you're all good. You're all good. You rarely meet people your age who are cool. It's always religious people or people who treat you like a child. Yeah, no, fuck them, frankly. I am absolutely here to talk about books and movies and shows that we enjoy. That's one of the joys of getting to be part of fandom, is to share the stuff you're interested in. Yeah, and treating someone like they're a child just because they're autistic is ridiculous. Like, just because they understand, folks who are artistic see the world and understand the world and process the world in a different way than neurotypical folks doesn't make them child. The show is all on YouTube. Well, shit, I know how I've got something new on my to-watch list. Let me actually properly write that down. There we go. Yeah. Much appreciated. So people weren't technically supposed to be allowed, or kids weren't technically allowed to be able to get books out of the adult section until they were at least in their mid-teens, but of course, me being me, I was able to convince them to let me borrow more books than a kid my age should be permitted to take out of the library, because I read them so quickly. Like, I am the person that, growing up, I grew up on a hill, and sort of isolated from other folks. We were a good chunk of the way out of town. I could walk into town. It would take me an hour. And, but I didn't do it often because child. So we didn't have the internet, we didn't have channels, and, so I would read everything I could get my hands on. And I do mean everything. One of my earliest memories of something that I was reading, that I probably shouldn't have been reading, was cover to cover. I read the Blue Cross first aid manual. So I would read everything I could get my little hands on. If you'd like to watch it together, we can. That would be awesome, Acer. If we can find some time where we're both free, that would be very cool. Oh, I did that too, but later. Yeah, I think I was 8, somewhere between 8 and 10, when I first read my first Stephen King book, and I regretted it, because it was it. And I already had arachnophobia, so that definitely didn't help. And also, in case y'all don't know, everyone politely doesn't talk about this when they're talking about the movies and stuff, but the It novel has several occasions of underage sex. And it's pretty goddamn disturbing. And it was very freaky to read as a young child. I was like, I don't understand why this is being described. I read Submit, but I think my dad found me and took it. Yeah, no, very good thing he did, because I read that at too young of an age, and it has stuck with me, and not in a good way. It's definitely not the sort of thing children should be reading. But again, I was the kind of kid I would read literally everything I could get my hands on, and that was something that just so happened to be present at the house. Yeah, King is kind of Orson Scott Card in that way. God, that just makes me think of that goddamn... First off, fuck Orson Scott Card. He's a homophobic jackwagon that doesn't, like... Ugh. I was obsessed with Richard Adams. It started with The Secret of Nim. I know, not by Adams, and I moved to Watership Down, playing dogs. Oh, Watership Down was one of the ones I have not read in a long time. But it was one of the ones I read relatively early. Fuck Orson. Yeah, no. Orson Scott Card, in case y'all don't know, is an absolute fucking creep. Like, not a good human being. The only good thing he ever gave us was the first Ender's Game, and whether or not that is a good thing really depends on who you ask. Interesting concept, but the rest of the book, how many of the things in that book were handled, him as a human being, all of his other fiction, just not a good human being. The second Watership Down book is crazy. It's a collection of short stories, both rabbit, mystical tales, and actual stuff, and it's insane. You know, I think I read part of that. I don't think I ever finished it, though. Says Donkey. I mean, I am the richest donkey in the world? Or am I the richest donkey in the world? I think I might be. Nah, Donkey. Your wife got a prenup. Oh, there's King Midas. He'll be number 1. He only has to touch something to add a 0 to his numbers. Yeah, rookie numbers. But I'm definitely number 2. You got weird after. I'm number 2th richest donkey in the world. Good for you, bud. It got weird after that, and I think I did love... Yeah. It got weird after, and I think I moved to Hitchhiker's Guide. Well, Hitchhiker's Guide, and that author, is definitely a lot better. Thanks a million, or should I say a gazillion, says Donkey. Yeah, you're not losing out on anything by not reading the rest of the books or not reading them again, because they're not that good. I guess he had some kind of vision he was going for, and he had some interesting ideas, but like, as someone who has read almost the entirety of his, because I was morbidly fascinated and the public library happened to have them, so, and back then I felt like if I started a book I was obligated to finish it because neurodivergence. So I read most of the Orson, I read most of his books and came out of it disturbed and really disappointed. He definitely had some interesting concepts, but the execution and the amount of like misogyny and homophobia that was very, very clear in his work was extremely disappointing. And that was that is what I thought as a young teenager. I wasn't even educated enough to pick out all of the really weird shit. There we go. Yeah, the aliens were neat. Yeah, go ahead, kid. Go ahead. I'm just sitting here babbling. Yeah, I definitely was not mature enough to notice it at all. Yeah, I thought it was weird. But it wasn't until I got older that I looked back at it and I was like, oh, this was just screwed up. Was that fucker's name Pure Scott Anthony? Let me look. I fucking knew it! Sorry, that book of really that series of misogynistic books, fantasy books, I'm almost certain was written by Piers Anthony. Let me take a quick look. Let me look at your list of books, you jackwagon. Or maybe I'm wrong? No, I'm pretty sure, yep. No, I'm pretty sure this is the series I was thinking about. Yeah, because The Spell for Chameleon was one of the first ones of his I read. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the one I'm thinking of. Incredibly misogynistic fantasy books. They might have gotten better later, but they were very disappointing. Alas, poor knight, we hardly knew ye. Piss chat, my raffle that I promised for 50 million years is now live. Yes, please go check out Kit's channel and the Kit Cord and such. Yes. You are not. I gave you permission to post this, you nerd. You are all set. Let me win a date with Kid. There we go. Hey kid, you gotta answer Acer's question? You did in DMs. Excellent. So long as it's being answered. But you don't gotta win that, you just gotta ask. There we go. Sorry, was double checking something on my side real quick, but now we're back. Ooh, I'm surprised and happy that some of these thingamajiggies still exist. The pictures, the tapestries, that's the word. Sorry, my dears. I tried to pull away my microphone, but that didn't work. If this cold could go away, that would be cool. Thank you, Acer. You did? Earth Cave is done. You did it! No need to deal with that again for a while, I hope. So you know what we were just talking about? I'm pretty sure we're getting confirmation. Given that seems to be the same princess that shows up in that other tapestry. Directly adjacent to the dragon. She's a princess who's cursed. Yeah. it have something to do with the potion? Given this picture. Okay, well, let's see what the last tapestry has to say. No, I gotta go back to floor 5. No! Okay, so princess, castle, potion, transformy stuff with the sun and moon implying time. Same castle, but gone dark with dragon. Dragon and beasties. Interesting. Well, her knight in shining armor is apparently donkey. So, good on her. We support women's rights and women's wrongs here. Maybe the potion transforms donkey too? I mean, is bestiality even a thing if they're intelligent and can talk? Good point. I don't know, is there a Shrek law for this? Ew. I don't know, because they're never going to address it. But, given, that King Midas canonically exists, apparently, per donkey in that last text, this leads me to think that and given the whole situation with the king, this leads me to believe that animal transformation is relatively common, and there's probably potions you can use to deal with it. Whether the problem is that you have to go to somebody like the fairy godmother, who, as we know, is well, I guess this is kind of in line with actual folklore for fairies, for the fae folk, them, you know, getting the upper hand in bargains unless you're very careful. Dragon is also intelligent, even if she is 100% full dragon. True, like, so long as she is consenting. It is the Jack Harkness. I'm pretty sure that is actually the term for it now. The Jack Harkness rule of thought. Even if they cannot speak, if they are able to communicate, are capable of consenting, and can communicate in some way, and are intelligent, then it's okay. Oh, Jack is my favorite bean. Like, Jack Harkness, bless him. I adore him as a character. He's just 100%, like, balls to the wall at all times, and I can respect that in a character. And clearly the dragon is intelligent and can speak English, and Donkey talks enough for both of them combined. So I'm going to assume that everything is above board there. There we go. All right. just saw one of you. One of you still dirty. Ah, here's the bitch. Damn it, I just saw one over here too. Alright, let's get the little things before I move on. Okay, so the shield and the donkey still need some cleaning. Got it. Oh, I completely forgot. I had only halfway cleaned this thing. Wait. Question here. So here is what is clearly a donkey rocking horse, right? Where did this come from? Is this Fiona's from when she was a child? Is this the dragon's from when she was human? What implications does this have? Or did Shrek and them make or buy this and give this to folks for the kids? Just think of it like the unicorn that Yennefer from The Witcher has. Yeah. Oh wait, I wanted to get the gallery. There's some stuff gallery thing I was... Yes. Ah, there you go. One of the bits. There we go. Posts. Ah, hello. It said arch decoration, so which of y'all is it? Ah. No, come back. Okay. Wait. Back up I go! I missed a lot up here. Though, in fairness to me, this is kind of a complex area. Okay, anything else here? Yes. It said gallery arch wall, so... Maybe it's the other one that I can't see. Gallery arch wall, okay, no. No, and... oh, where is it? Is it on the inside instead? Yep. There we go. Column thingos. What is flashy? Ah! Over there. Am I done with the gallery now? Yes. Okay. Well, let's first clean this. Is that dirty? Yes. That'll be fun to clean. They're joking about Donkey wants to rent this out as an Airbnb. My donkey in, I can't say, I was gonna say my brother in Christ, but I don't know what deity actually exists in the Shrek universe, so, Bud, you're gonna want to deposit all of this someplace safe before you rent it out for Airbnb, or you'll come back to find no hoard left, and the missus will get a little irate. Oh, that's already clean, okay. Also, I'm terribly curious as to how she got this statue in here. Obviously there is room through that door, presumably. But, well, I was about to make a stupid joke about... and I can't, like, get the joke to scan, but basically making a comparison between the dragon and what is the carrying weight of a something like this Eastern swallow, European swallow. Serafrago. A dragon can carry a whole lot of coconuts. You know, I bet she could. Might even be able to make a new soup out of them. Speaking of that, in The Sims 4, if you get certain expansion packs, your sim can die by killer rabbit. That is a death that can happen. You kind of have to force it to happen by messing around with rabbits enough and like having a bad relationship with them, which actually takes work. But yeah, your sim, if you have the country living expansion in The Sims 4 and you F around and find out, you can absolutely die by a killer rabbit, and I love that. I love everything about that. What? Behind the rabbit? No, I mean, you can, if you mess with the rabbit, because you can be around rabbits in the DLC, and if you, like, keep bothering them or yell at them or just have a poor relationship with them, after enough time... Oh, you're quoting. It has been long enough since I have actively watched that movie that I have forgotten some of the dialogue. Behind the rabbit. No, the rabbit. Alright, Harold. Where's the rest of your dirt? I feel like we are almost done your cleaning you, but I feel like we're not quite done. Well, there's a little bit. There we go. And now, I think... yeah, I think the only thing left now is the cooking pot. Which is covered in hot sauce because this recipe calls for 4 gallons of hot sauce. Which I guess if you are cooking for a dragon, that does track. I'm just reminded of that, you know, the running gag in the Dealing with Dragons series, where the main character has to keep making Cherry's Jubilee for that dragon. Not that she's under threat or anything to do so, because not that she is perfectly happy doing stuff like being the assistant to the Dragon King. Okay, so this chain and oh, the chandelier. Well, this is not gonna be fun. And maybe it won't be too bad. At least I'm glad that they did not make me do the rest of the ceiling. I tend to dislike the ceilings in these types of games if I must clean them, because they're tricky to get to. Now the outside. Is my question... oh, that wasn't bad. That'll do, donkey. Complete the dragon's lair job. Washalot. Donkey asked me to see you out, as he's still adding up his newfound wealth and doesn't want to lose count. Judging by how quickly he's running through those numbers, I'd say you've made him pretty happy, though. So happy, in fact, they're paying for our clan to tag along on their round-the-world trip. Not sure who's less ready for that, us or the world. Guess I have you to thank for that, although if you think this is going to make me turn over a new, cleaner leaf, think again. Seriously, though, thank you for everything, from all of us, says Shrek. Well, bless this entire mess. This was altogether extremely satisfying DLC. This was so cute. I loved every level of this. Because we started with Duloc, then there was Shrek Swamp, then... oh wait, no. Duloc, then the honeymoon house, then Shrek Swamp, then the potion factory, now the dragon's lair. But yeah, no, this was a ton of fun. I don't know. No, I have already played the Back to the Future stuff on screen, and SpongeBob, and most of FF. I haven't done the Tomb Raider stuff in front of you folks yet, but I'm gonna go watch Zelda with Kit. I mean, that's fair, Acer. I'm actually gonna be done on my side of things. I miss the Back to the Future stuff. Yeah, I mean, they were cool little levels. Maybe I'll do them again at some point. I do think this is it for me for tonight, though. Who should we bother? This was fun. I appreciate everybody that popped out. Let's see. We've got Sam doing Fear 2, Project Origin. Ollie doing Gaggle. Zach and Zonic doing... It just says Retro. Bears still need a bird to fly. The Alchemist is doing D&D. Squiggly Elf is doing Outlast Trials. Zinni is doing Mario and Luigi, Brothership. Any preference on who we bother? Or who we raid, rather? Not sure who I haven't... You know what, actually, let's go bother Sam. She was lovely and, raided me the other night, which I very much appreciated. So, let's return the favor. But yeah, thank you everybody for stopping by tonight. This was fun. I got to finish this up. Not sure what will be coming next Saturday, but I will figure something out. But yeah, thanks for joining. Take care, stay safe, and until we talk again, have a good one. Now let's go bother Sam. Achoo!